Good. Reunited.
Yeah.
All right, we made it this far. Just off to my right is beginning of the Peter Burns site. And let's go have a closer look at the debris pile.
Okay.
Okay, I'm looking at this debris pile that accumulates here because this is a bend in the river, and this rocky plug right in front of us diverts the water and accumulates debris, and you can see all this pile. Now, this has been happening for years and years. You can just see that. And we keep past this plug, it gets narrow here, and then it widens up a little bit on the outside. And then you have this open area. So we're like on the edge of the Burns plan, and then the MK Davis plan is farther down that way. But you got to make it through this pass here for the Burns, and in order to do that, you'd have to have followed the path of least resistance, which was the gravel bar and the flood terraces all the way down here. They would not have come up in the high ridge area up that way because it was too difficult, and path of least resistance would have been the creek. And so I'm thinking this access point here is very difficult to do. They'd have to walk around this and cross the creek here or find a bottleneck. And the other thing I was mentioning was a large stump. Richard and I am going to go down and check out the site, the MK Davis alleged site farther down. So we're going to move farther downstream. You can almost see a potential for a road travel area off this direction, which makes perfect sense for them to cross the creek down out this way and work their way back over.
Join us on a walk through what MK Davis believes to be the PG film site.
This area here, you can tell when the high water gets going, it works this place up, but it's open, and this is not going to be any travel. This would be a good road bed right through here.
That's where they threw the mud, threw the dirt.
Just taking advantage of this.
Yeah.
And we're going to follow this down toward the MK Davis site, but right here is the second terrace. That's talked about a lot in the filming aspect of it. Climbing up to the second terrace to finish the shoot. So that aspect could work here, but we have a distance issue too we need to consider for this area, because the bluff is not that far away from here. We'll come back to this spot. We're going to head down to MK Davis spot. We talk about the road. We're kind of edge of MK Davis or Burns, because right over there is that rocky plug we talked about, right over there. There's no way you can ride a horse up to that. You got to cross the creek. And there's that road thing I came back on, which is basically a terrace area you can travel a vehicle on from that direction. So that supposedly, if this is still part of the Burns area, that he saw a creature on the left, it's behind a stump. There's got to be a good sized stump out that way. We'll recheck that. But he had to run across the creek up to a berm, over the side of a berm to film. And there's a berm back about 100 feet from here where we're standing. Isn't that about right, Richard?
Yeah, it's 100 feet in, according to the GPS.
100 feet into the edge of that berm that you can barely see over there.
You can see the edge of it right in there, yeah.
So if this were path of travel, this is interesting. We'll have to double check it when Steve and Ian get back up tomorrow. But we need to find ourselves a nice sized stump over there. And MK Davis site is supposed to be out this way where those tall trees are. So we're working our way that. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut back over to the edge and look for some good sized trees. Berm is off to the side there. We'll see how far this berm goes, see if it still works in the formula. So theoretically speaking, the film site should be on the high berm area. So we'll take a look at that, heading off that way. And in terms of road cuts, this still fits the bill. If I was following the other one from the other side, I would have crossed over here, not farther down. But let's keep going this way.
First, we're going to follow the base of the hill.
A vertical wall. There was
Right.
quite a bit of distance behind her.
There's still a reasonable amount of distance behind it, because we're looking right here, we see some trees, and right there is the edge. So if this is the start of the Burns area, it would have to be funneled through the edge here. And this starts opening up towards the MK Davis area, but we're going to focus on MK Davis for right now. But we'll make notes of that, and we'll discuss this tomorrow about the Burns site. But I'm seeing a flat area that's pretty narrow, then another flat area here, and then a drop off, and then the flood, basically the floodplain. So, I mean, if you talk about roads, this makes perfect sense for this to even be looking like a road that was put in through here, because the way it's designed. See how flat it is?
Yeah, no, it looks road-like to me.
And terraced it is. And here's the hillside. That's not part of the footage. And here is the road-like thing with the second berm starting and a different terrace. So, but the road has to cross the creek for him to follow it up. So that means they have to be farther down towards what MK Davis feels is. So here's a road. We have debris in the way. We're just going to have to climb over it. But as you can see, it still looks like a road. So has all the road qualities we need. Flat, graded, in a good position out of the floodplain, curving around the base of the hill. We're working our way. Let's see where it goes.
No, it didn't. It's still through here. You're right.
We're still on top of this.
Still on top of it.
And then as we follow this, it starts deteriorating quite a bit. But this guy's here. I mean, this is a alder tree that could be 25 years old. These are alders. They're fast growing. And now we're looking at an area that looks like water comes through. Terrace. Move farther down, it looks like we got some rocky debris and like a creek drainage here. Let's go take a look. Yeah, we have a creek drainage. This could explain a lot. So here we have a creek drainage coming down. It's very seasonal, intermittent. Comes down this way and hits this area right here and continues on down that way. And if you look over to the left a little bit, that's our little road section that we were on. So this could have come down and eroded the edge of that gravel bar out enough to almost create a little road surface. That is a possibility. So if that were a landmark log, it's been there for a bit. It's not going anywhere with those alders. And I guess the next thing is, I wish the map was north, south, east, and west. We could size that up into direction.
Here we go. Here's northwest, east, south, right there.
So which direction?
Please move back towards the south of the creek.
Off where my thumb is.
So north is this way.
Yes.
Okay. So north is direction of my thing. So and just off to the side, we have this log that has a long attachment to it, which could fit the picture.
The root ball could have similarities to others in the different photos.
This looks like the shape of it.
So here we are, kind of snooping around and climbing through the brush. The alleged road area, it's a big washed area, which could be just about anywhere through here. So a lot of this is relatively new, within 43 years. Here's a kind of a root ball thing. And in a lot of the pictures, it shows not just a root ball, it shows a log with an extension on it. So what we have here is an extended log that's not going anywhere. As you can see, these alders have secured it.
Looks like what I saw in the...
And if you look at the drawing where the map was drawn in, it kind of looks like this.
It does kind of look like this.
Kind of looks like this drawing in here, going off that way through the brush and stuff. So, look like it to you?
Yeah, and the snags are broken off, kind of reminiscent of what it was before. I'm just
by the picture.
Just by the picture. Yeah.
But this is circumstantial right now. So we're gonna keep looking.
Bigfoot lives.